the tissue's gone.
Where did the tissues go?
I'm gonna go backwards.
Hi everybody, it's Monday, and today is
Your birthday!
and our son's birthday. My son and I share a birthday. I don't know if you knew that. Is today your birthday too? I just went into a pharmacy. There was a guy in the pharmacy, picture your local pharmacy, sitting at a baby grand piano, singing the hits. Like singing for the patrons, shopping for, I don't know, makeup, laxatives, tampons, whatever they're shopping for. I was just telling them I was in the pharmacy, and there's a guy sitting at a baby grand piano just singing the hits as I'm shopping for my goods.
Boots could listen to that. They could.
That's what I was saying.
Step up their game.
Yeah. Get a little Barry Manilow. Tickling the ivories. Look at these buildings, y'all. Seriously. Can you see the tiles? It's like just so colorful and beautiful here. Good morning. It is, what's today? Tuesday? Tuesday. We're heading to a resort to have some rest and recovery after our city escape in Lisbon. So we've just gotten to, is it the family resort where we're staying? It's absolutely incredible. So I was supposed to start my cycle yesterday, and I haven't started it. And that's really strange because when I get my period, more than you want to know probably, but it's always 28 days or less. Always. Never more. Unless I'm pregnant. So I feel annoyed with myself because I'm kind of like annoyed if I'm pregnant because I want to start IVF. Because if I'm pregnant, unfortunately, I'm just thinking, oh, I have to wait to have a miscarriage again, and then we have to wait longer to start. And I think I might be in shock a little bit that I might be pregnant. We'll see. I need to go get a test and just see.
I get a little bit breathless. My thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please?
We are at Cascais, am I saying that right? This guy's picking up a wine bottle, which is very noble of him. Can you see him? He's picking up a wine bottle that somebody has irresponsibly thrown in the ocean. Clean up the oceans, everybody. We came into town primarily to get a pregnancy test. Gosh, I can't believe I might be pregnant. They didn't give me a bag at the pharmacy, so I just carried the pregnancy test out and gave it to Patrick and told him to run around waving it in the air, and he was really embarrassed. Good job. Picked up our bit of straw, our bit of rubbish in the ocean, done our deed for the day. Keep looking for more plastic. So yeah, let's go back and take this test. Took the test a few minutes ago. This is the first time I've looked at a test with you with me.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
It's going to be in Portuguese. Do you know what pregnant is in Portuguese?
I hope it begins with P.
It doesn't.
What does it begin with?
Oh, mama. Starts with G.
Being pregnant. Gravida.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a good one.
Why? Because it's in Portuguese.
Yeah. I'm looking for anything.
Pregnant.
So we'll put a hold on the IVF.
For a few weeks. Oh no. Can't believe I'm pregnant. We were not trying.
I was trying really hard.
Okay. we're down at the beach. I hope you can hear me, it's quite windy. Down at the beach, we took some bikes down, and I was riding a men's bike. Hurt so bad in the painful. And we're just enjoying our last day on the beach, hanging out before we fly back to Switzerland tomorrow. It's been a great trip, full of surprises. Definitely one to remember. But it's time to get back to the real world, hey? Oh man. I was gonna be 5 weeks tomorrow, and I just went to the bathroom and got some blood. So am I miscarrying again? Oh. I'm not like super emotional. I'm just kind of like, I kind of expected it. Like, I just did not get my hopes up at all this time. It's so funny. I'm like, this time, 7. This is not normal. It's Thursday. I'm folding laundry while I tape today because I've got so much to do. I cannot keep up with it. Yesterday, which was Wednesday, being the crazy person I am, I took another pregnancy test just to see. I've been bleeding for a few days now, and that pregnancy test had the faintest line on it. You're in luck, I still have it. I'll show you. It was very faint, but you can see there's like a faint vertical line on it. Can you see? Like, if you're not familiar with miscarriage and the obsession with pregnancy tests when you've been on this journey, you'll probably look at that and go, no girl, that's a negative test. But if you have had a miscarriage, or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9, what a nightmare, you are familiar with taking a lot of pregnancy tests and holding them up to the light if you're not using a digital one and like, is it a line, is it not a line? So anyhow, I saw this and I was like, wait, there is a bit of a vertical line. So I'm gonna take this to the hospital with me to show a doctor to say like, am I crazy? Was I pregnant? Was I not? So I went to the doctor this morning. I went to my recurring miscarriage clinic to talk about like, where are we with IVF now that I think I'm miscarrying? Am I miscarrying? Can we go ahead and start? Blah, blah, blah. And I showed her this test and she was like, no, there definitely is a vertical line there, which means there is still some HCG, which is the pregnancy hormone that's in your body, but it's so faint that it's probably on its way. Like, you've probably miscarried, you just still have HCG. If you weren't pregnant at all, your HCG level would be like at 0 and there would be nothing there, but the fact that there's a faint line, you definitely were pregnant. I was kind of relieved. I really had this is the first time in this whole thing where I felt like, gosh, have I even been pregnant these whole times? Are these tests just wrong? Like, is my period just like showing up 1, 2, sometimes 3 weeks late? Like, I don't know. This was the first time that I was like thinking I was losing the plot, because my miscarriage started the day before 5 weeks. So it was so early, right? I was so jazzed up, my husband and I both were, to start IVF. So when I got pregnant, because we just weren't trying, it was kind of like, oh, I know we're gonna miscarry, and now we have to push IVF out another month. So when I miscarried, I wasn't happy by any stretch. I was still, sad, but at the same time, I was kind of like, oh, okay, let's just get this done so we can get to next month and I can start my IVF. And if you're watching this and you're new to my channel, this is my 7th miscarriage. If I was sounding like this as a 2nd miscarriage, I'd be a bit of a jerk. But at 7, it's kind of like, I know how this story ends. Like, can I just go ahead and have the miscarriage so I can go move forward and have IVF, and then hopefully things will go on. So I had to get blood work done today to make sure my HCG level is very, very low. And I might have to go back again next week to make sure it's back down to 0, because you can't start IVF unless your HCG level is at 0. Where things stand with that is I now have to wait until my next cycle starts, which will be at the end of November, early December. And then I have to go in and get some blood tests done for HIV, chlamydia, all that kind of thing. Make sure none of that is in my system. And then, which it shouldn't be. I mean, I don't have any crazy Lisbon nights, Portugal stories to tell you that could end me up with something like that. And then they have to, what else do they have to do? Check my hormone levels to see what they're working with. And then they start giving me pills to take for hormones to start to juice things up so I can give off the most eggs. After that happens, then I go back in and they do the egg retrieval. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I started asking all these questions, and everything I was asking her, like, how long does it take, start to finish? How long After my first day of the cycle, will you retrieve the eggs? How long after that? Can I get them put back in? How long does the. And she was like, you're getting way too ahead of yourself. So the next step is to wait for my next cycle, go in, have my blood work done, and then go from there to take hormones and see if we can retrieve these eggs. And then Andy will give his part of the contribution. They will put them together, they will fertilize them, and they have a very specialist, specific doctor that has to be there to look at them to see which ones are the best, the healthiest and the strongest embryos to use. And this doctor has to be there, and of course, it's gonna fall right around Christmas. This might move things back even a little further. In the grand scheme of things, it's 1 month we're pushed back from starting. It's 2 or 3 months. Andy pointed out that things might actually really, really get rolling. We have to roll with it. In the grand scheme of things, it's not that big a deal. And I appreciated Andy pointing that out to me to give me some perspective. And I said I was gonna film this while folding laundry, but I've ended up just sitting here talking to you and not folding my son's cute space shirt. Because I am having a miscarriage, they had to go up and do all the stuff you've heard about on my other videos, make sure that the pregnancy was completely out of my uterus, and we took a look at that, and she didn't see anything, but we have to, again, check the HCG levels based on that blood work. It's been a really weird couple of days. I don't know, I'm in a really weird place right now. So if you've seen my other videos of the miscarriages I've had, I've said, I mean, after 3 that I know of, I'm like, I'm gonna try to be the healthiest I can be, and I'm totally making fun of myself crying. How awful is that? I deal with everything with laughter. You need to know this about me. But I was like, I'm gonna be healthy, I'm gonna stop drinking. And I haven't stopped drinking, and I've exercised, but whatever. But this time is kind of different. So I haven't drank I've had like a glass here and there on holiday, but I haven't like had like 2 or 3 glasses in 3 weeks maybe. And I'm gonna make a whole video about my thoughts on that and drinking and numbing to deal with recurring miscarriage, because I haven't seen any videos like that on YouTube, and I might be the only one who has dealt with their miscarriages by numbing. And I think it's an interesting topic. I think it's a really interesting topic. If you are new to my channel, thanks so much for stopping by. Please check out some of my other videos. We are on a long, long road to a second baby that started in November 2016, and 7 miscarriages later, we have jumped on the IVF train. So that's what my channel's all about these days. Check out some of my stuff. And you can also find me on Instagram. I post stories all the time, so you can get the real in real time of what's happening. I will see you guys in a few days. Take care. Have a good day. I don't know what this is. See you guys soon. Bye.